If you haven't thought about that yet, I just gave you a great idea right there.
There you go.
There you go. That actually sounded pretty similar to Ramphis.
Yeah, that was very similar to mine. All right, Illuvium Rundown, episode 4. We're back at it again. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. We're staying consistent. 4th episode. Each one of our first 3 did better than the previous one. So we're hoping this is going to continue that trend. So like this video if you like what we're doing here. Leave a comment down below. We definitely have some good things coming in this episode, including another roar.
Yep.
We're going to have a roar coming.
Very excited about that. Yeah, we're just, we're progressing. We're getting better and better each time. It's just a fun time out here. Every time we do this, you got a new trick up your sleeve. And it just keeps looking better and better. So I'm real excited for episode 4 today.
Yeah.
We got a lot of good topics to cover. We're going to kick it off. Well, congratulations. It looks like Kieran booked an AMA. Then we're going to be doing a funding round talk. There's third-party tools that we're going to be discussing. Some really cool stuff there. And then my guy, Scrubadubdad, he's coming on the stream. This is actually going to be the first time I'm going to be speaking to him live. But I've been writing articles for him for months now. And he's just a great dude in Discord. So excited to have him on. We got Illuvium Strike, which is going to be interesting to talk about. The September dev blog, which Aaron always does a good job there. And then we've got favorite topic, leak of the week. So that's what we got coming up today. So for everyone listening at home, we're going to have a good time. Let's kick it off. Starting with Kieran. We have an AMA booked. You are going to be talking to him, I believe, next week. What's some of the questions you're going to be asking him?
First of all, I want to say that last episode, we put Kieran AMA in the rundown, and I didn't have it at that time, but I knew I needed to kind of push the issue. So after that last episode, I reached out to, TSG's, obviously, he's the one, handling a lot of these AMAs for Kieran, helping him out. So I worked it out with him, and I did book an AMA with Kieran. It was supposed to be this week, just got postponed to next week, but it will be out soon. And I'm going to be planning on taking this AMA a little different than like anyone else. I've watched a lot of his AMAs recently, and I tried to come up with questions that haven't been asked before. If you're new to this channel, I'm very into the investment side or the business side of Illuvium. So the questions I'm going to be asking are going to be a lot related to that, especially when it comes to, scholarships. I've been starting to use more than the word sponsoring, like sponsoring other people to play. How does, these third world countries like the Philippines, how do they fit into Illuvium? Seeing as a lot of them won't have mobile, a lot of them won't have a computer, they'll just be on mobile. And just a lot of stuff about Illuvium Zero, the lending, the earning mechanics. And I don't want to be doing repeat questions. I'm going to make this more interesting for Kieran too, because I'm sure he doesn't like answering the same questions every single time. I think these are going to be some tougher questions for him, and we've seen him before. He's not going to back down to any question that's asked. He's going to give an answer, so I'm pretty excited to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. I can't wait for that to come out and see it. One question I think you should ask him, I just want to know how many Xbox controllers, PS2 controllers has he broken in his life? If we can get a ballpark on that, because it seems to be pretty high.
Yeah, I might throw that in there. But actually, with that being said, since this did get postponed to next week, feel free to leave a comment down below with any questions you want asked. I could definitely add a few more in there, and I've got some time. So leave those down below, and then I'll pick a couple of those questions, and I'll ask him that as well.
Very cool, man. Well, that's a big get. That's going to be a really cool video on your stream, and I'll be watching. I'm
excited for it. I'm excited for the questions I'm going to have answered for the community, and it's going to be big for my channel. So I hope you all tune into that. If you're not subscribed, subscribe now. But yeah, you want to move on? Ready?
Yeah.
So we have a funding round coming on. I think this kind of came out of nowhere. I don't think it was really planned, but we heard that Illuvium is going to be doing another funding round just to make sure they can get through this bear market until the next bull run. In the 20-year plan Kieran laid out that I made a video on a couple weeks ago, He did talk about a big fundraising round that they're going to do once the bull market is back on. But this is just going to be to get them through. Do we really think that was needed?
Yeah, so it's interesting because I've heard Kieran talk about this a lot lately, and in a lot of his conversations, it sounds like he thinks, he's more of a risk taker, right? So he thinks they can get through and kind of weather the storm of the bear market without it. But ultimately, it's not about what he thinks; it's about the team as a whole. And Illuvium has a hell of a team. They have some of the most talented artists, graphic designers, marketing folks, like from top to bottom. You don't want to lose those guys.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to get those guys. Illuvium has those guys. So if you need to like calm some nerves and secure some funding, so they know that they can feed their families and do what they need to do, then I'm all for it. I think this is a good thing. I think that sometimes the best way to lead is by just being there for your community and for your the people that work for you. And the Warwicks, they always lead by example. They're always the first to get in the mud. But sometimes you got to be the first to just take a step back and just think about everybody. And that's what they're doing here.
Yeah.
So I really think that adding these funds and just kind of giving people that peace of mind is just going to be huge for the game.
Yeah, and obviously, Kieran and Grant and Aaron, they're the biggest believers in this project because they're the ones pushing it through. So I don't think they're worried about it, and that's a really good sign. I think like you said, it's to make sure everybody on board is able to focus on their work instead of worrying about if they're going to lose their job.
Yeah.
Tough time in the economy right now, and if everyone's worried about, next year, are they going to lose their job because Illuvium doesn't have the funds to pay them? This is going to give them that peace of mind. They're going to be able to work on what they do best, stay focused, and, create the best possible game and experience for us all.
Yeah, and I mean, when you really think about it, like, so many people have invested in this money. Content creators have invested time. But, like, these people, like, they really put it all out there. This is their livelihood. So it's another level just on top of that. So it's important for people to remember that. Like, these are people's lives. This is, like, how they feed their families. And there's something to be said for that. So them looking out in that way is huge. And then, like, you see a lot of these other projects who have done funding rounds, and it can lead to, like, dilution and things like that, but they don't have the game that Illuvium has. Like, Illuvium has the product to see it through, and others just aren't there. So, like, they'll struggle, and Illuvium might struggle for a little while.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, long term, that's still the number one chance we have to really bring the blockchain gaming to the forefront.
Yeah.
And so I'm fully on board with it.
Yeah, and with any aspect of a blockchain or crypto game that's failed in the past with other games, I don't think we can use any of those, as an example of what might happen to Illuvium because Illuvium's just on a whole different level.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to worry about that. I'm not too worried. The Warwicks aren't too worried. But yeah, I think this is going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be good all around. In 5 years, we're all going to be, happy anyways, right?
Yeah, no, totally. I think you're right there. And we have a lot of, content creators, and we're going to be talking about in here just a minute here, the third-party websites that are totally behind and backing Illuvium to a point where we're really we're spending a lot of time and a lot of effort into things with content creation. So with third-party tools, it's going to be really interesting to see how these things evolve. I know we're going to be talking to Scrubadubdad here shortly. Infoluvial is it's a site that I write for regularly. It's a site that I love to go on and just you got guys like Linky who are just like scrapping through the Discord trying to find any kind of leak he can find. And those guys are, they're really getting after it. There's Illuvial Master. There's some other ones, but The third party tools, how do you think those are going to evolve? Like, where do you see us heading? Like, I think we're just at the forefront still of those kind of things. So
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
These are realistically designed by fans of the game.
Yeah.
It's community driven. They wouldn't just be making this for no reason. The community wants this. The communities are utilizing these. And I think it's great for the game overall. Like, you don't see too many fan websites for other games out there, so it brings more legitimacy to the space. The Illuvium team themselves are constantly making things so it's easier for the players and to bring in new players. But when you have third-party community members making these tools, it just gives you so many more options to what you're going to do. I know with Infoluvial, I'm on there all the time when I'm making my videos just to help me gather all the information I'm looking for. I know I've used Illuvial Master for their what is that?
The auto battler tools.
Yeah. The tools where you can
Yep.
place the Illuvials on the board, see how many mastery points it's given, the synergies. That's a really cool thing to use. And I know there's going to be more coming soon. The game's not even out yet. I'm really looking forward to, who's going to make the first, iPhone application or Android mobile application that can be used for Illuvium, or if there's going to be any sort of, dashboards being made for like the scholarship system, or anything that's just going to help you with the game. I think there's a lot more to come. The websites that are already up are going to keep improving, and we're going to see more and more coming. I mean, what would you like to see, come out of, community-driven things like this?
Yeah, so I think more about like Illuvium Zero. I think there can be some really cool pages, and Infoluvial already has a great one, but it's only going to get better as you get the new graphics, new buildings if we're in the world one day and it's immersive. But like having those sites have all the little details of Illuvium Zero is going to be huge. The guides, just how to set up a region in the most efficient way. Like, there's going to be those kind of things.
I do think we need more. We're going to need more calculators. I try to make a lot of these with different spreadsheets, but I'm no expert.
Yeah.
But it's going to be great to see, an app that you could pull up to be like, should I convert this fuel right now?
Yep.
Is it worth it?
Yep.
What should I be selling that's, priced high right now? What's priced low? What's a good buying opportunity? I think these things are going to come, and I'm going to be utilizing all of them.
Yeah, me as well. I think, boom, if you can hop on an app like you're saying, or pull up the browser on your laptop and just start plugging away numbers.
Yep.
That's the name of the game right there. So, like you're saying, they're coming. The third party tools though, we got a couple good sites as is. It's only going to get better, and
and we're going to hear a little bit more about Infoluvial right now because we're going to have Scrubadubdad on. Yeah, we're thankful he's able to join us on this call.
Yeah, let's give him a call.
All right, let's go.
All right, so we are back here with the Illuvium Rundown with Scrubadubdad today. I'm super excited about this one. This is a guy who kind of started Infoluvial with a couple other founders, and I was able to jump on board, write a lot of articles for them. We're really happy to have you on. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Nick and Rafi. So, pretty stoked that I got the invitation and I was able to make it work, considering the time difference.
But yeah, we just wanted to ask you a couple quick questions. We do quick little interviews on this rundown. The question I have for you, obviously you're doing Infoluvial. How do you see that, your website, everything to do with Infoluvial, how do you see it being utilized once the game comes out?
Yeah, so Infoluvial really came about with one main goal, which is really to educate people, right? Make it easier for new people or even, veterans to get the kind of information on Illuvium, everything about it, from overworld, arena, zero, and any kind of future games that may be coming out from the IP. So the main goal for Infoluvial is that um, you're able to access all this information in just one site, and it will make it easier for them to understand, to be able to onboard into the game, and from the get-go, you know, get acclimated into what the ecosystem of Illuvium is, as well as the game mechanics.
That's great, Scrubba. And just a little more background with me. So Lems had actually reached out and kind of got the ball rolling with me jumping in and helping you guys. And then I basically just started pinging you probably every 2 3 days with a new article. What did you think about that? About me just consistently coming up with articles and giving you the content. What were your thoughts, and of course me bothering you just constantly on Discord?
Yeah, so like I said, the website is community driven. It's a bit cheesy, but we always say that it's for the community, by the community. So we definitely look out for people such as yourselves who can provide information and articles that can be shared. And we want to become a platform for those people to uh, be able to reach out to more than their usual audience, right? Because we can tell that for someone that's going to be starting, it kind of difficult to sort of get that kind of audience from the get-go. And since Infoluvial has already been, a mainstay in the current space of Illuvium, it was a perfect way to get people such as yourselves to get their articles out and be known as a personality, giving this kind of this information and articles. And speaking directly about what you're doing for Infoluvial is that we thoroughly enjoyed, the type of articles that you've been drafting, because it's very different from, let's say, what Dragi's topics are, or even what Garf has been drafting for Infoluvial. So having all these types of perspectives really help, not just Infoluvial, right? The community in terms of the types of ideas, the types of perspectives into what Illuvium is, not just for themselves, but how they want to share their insights on it.
So any of the viewers watching this right now, if you haven't checked out Infoluvial, definitely give it a look. I mean, I'm obviously a content creator for Illuvium, and I dive deep into a lot of things, but Infoluvial has helped me out a ton on different videos I've made. Yeah, I just the other day I remember I was making some stuff about Illuvium Zero, and I was just like, what does Krypton do again? What do Solons do? So I just hopped on your website. I get to see it right then and there. I like how you put a lot of the leaks in there, that you have a leak section. So where I used to go on the Discord and scroll through a bunch of leaks to try to find what I'm looking for, I can find it easily on your website. It definitely is everything you need all in one spot.
Yeah, and I know I know you guys are coming out with an updated website soon. Very excited for that. That's pretty cool to see the progress being made. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, what do you have planned for the future for Infoluvial?
Actually, the current project in Infoluvial is, if I remember correctly, I think they already announced it in terms of launching the new look of the website. Just to give you an idea, what it really is that we came from this custom uh, WordPress website. So it was just me, Garth, Lems, and Jocks who tried to build it. And for the past few months, we've been working with other community members and building this custom website that can house everything all the kind of information that we're going to be compiling and curating for the community here. And we do invite you guys to start to check it out, because it is definitely a different look. We're very proud with what it turned out to be, and we hope that you guys would enjoy it and like it.
Very cool. Yeah, absolutely. We'll be checking in. I'll still be bothering you in Discord, so you don't have to worry about that. I'll have some new articles out soon. But yeah, looking forward to it. Scrubba, thanks for coming on. I think that's all the questions we had.
Yeah, actually, before we get off, I think there's something that needs to happen.
Oh, shoot. I forgot about this. Yeah, you almost got out of this. Wow. Can't believe that slipped my mind.
This was over a month ago, but when we were doing the T-Rex roars, I did mine right on in the first episode of Illuvium Rundown. I passed it right over to Ramfy.
Yep.
And then he passed it over to you. So, are you
expecting this?
Yeah. Are you ready for it?
So just, I'm a man of my word, and I did say that the next time I'll be like interviewed or online, I'll probably be gonna be doing it. So yeah, you guys were lucky enough to be the first one to get me on. So a bit of caveat is that I did not practice at all, so it's probably gonna be very weak sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, how does it usually go? All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna go jump right at that.
There you go. That actually sounded pretty similar to Ramfy's.
Yeah, that was very similar to mine. And I tried
to go for the guttural kind of thing, but
yep.
It was a bit hard.
Dude, it's not as easy as it looks. It's really not, especially on the spot like that. So great job. Our roars have ranked pretty high. I think yours is up there too.
Yeah. So who are you gonna call out? Hey, we gotta keep this going.
I gotta call out, one of my boys in Infoluvial for sure. So probably gonna call out. I think Jocks would, make a great T-Rex roar with how big he is and whatnot. So Jocks calling you out for this one.
All right. And if he doesn't get on any other streams anytime soon, we'll have to have him on the rundown so we can do it right here.
Get an interview with him, man. Yeah, he hasn't done so much, so I'm pretty sure he'd be pretty happy to do it.
Awesome. All right, well, we really appreciate you coming on. We're definitely going to be checking out the website. Like I said, I'm utilizing your website all the time. I know you're going to get more and more users once more people are joining into the game. It's definitely going to be the one I'm recommending on this channel. Thank you, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so definitely thank you for inviting me here and to be able to talk about Infoluvial. And I thoroughly appreciate, the support that you guys have been giving, especially, Ramfy with all his articles and whatnot. So shout out to, please read Ramfy's articles, not just on Infoluvial, but also on his own website, ramfy.io.
Yeah, ramfire.io. I post on both, so thanks for the shout out, Scrubba, and yeah, we'll talk again soon, man. It was great having you on.
Thank you. See you.
All right, so next topic up, we got Illuvium Strike, also known as the first-person shooter potentially of Illuvium, and this is going to be interesting. So they're just starting to think about other game types, other concepts, and obviously a first-person shooter is something that Illuvium should have. Can you tell us a little bit? I think we might have got a leak from Roger about this, but can you enlighten us?
I don't think it came from Roger. I think this is another one of those leaks where I think we saw on Twitter that he was asking how it even got out, how it got out there. And I haven't seen this in any other place other than it was just on Twitter that one time. Yep. I saved the image, so if you didn't get a chance to see that, I'm going to be pulling it up on the screen right now. It's a pretty cool concept. This is just a proposal that they're talking about, nothing set in stone. But it gives us an idea of what a first-person shooter would look like. And it's kind of showing us that the fourth game, the next game that Illuvium is going to release, is probably this first-person shooter. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be great for, bringing new people into the community. Cool, let's talk a little bit about what this proposal is showing. You're going to be choosing an Illuvial that's going to match up to certain armor. You're going to be choosing another Illuvial that's going to be matching up to a weapon. So, as you can imagine, a stronger Illuvial like a Ramfire is going to be a stronger weapon. I'm sure they're going to, knowing Illuvium, they're going to have a specific weapon for every single Illuvial.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, 185? We're probably going to have 185 weapons in this game. It's going to be ridiculous. But yeah, you could see a ramfire shooting out some flames.
Yeah, man.
You could see, I don't know, what do they have? A Malura here, maybe throwing some petals like like Venusaur did in Pokemon there.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Squiz with all his arms. Just there's like 8 different barrels, and it's just all shooting 8 bullets at people. And I think Squiz is also electric, so maybe it's a little bit of lightning coming out of those. I don't know, but yeah, this game could get crazy.
Yeah, because they're not just going to go with your typical shooter. It's not going to be a knockoff of Fortnite or wherever, where you just go around and shoot people and they die. Like, there's going to be some aspect to this game that you've never seen in any other first-person shooter again. We don't know what that is, but I'm pretty confident it's not just going to be a remake, half-ass first-person shooter just to get one out there. They're going to do something special with this.
Yeah, it's going to be original, that's for sure. Pokemon doesn't have a first-person shooter to my knowledge. So
they do not.
So there you go. I think Illuvium's got a winner here, and they're just gonna take this thing and run with it just like they do everything else.
You can pause the video, read through this if you want, but there's hyper orbs and blessings and elements and boosts, and it talks about the gameplay a little bit. Like I said, this is just a proposal. It's exciting to see it out here, and I think we're going to be seeing more and more about not only Illuvium Strike, but future games going forward.
Yeah, and it's nice to see Roger pushing this too, because he's he just does so much for Illuvium, and it seems like everything he comes up with is awesome from a concept standpoint, and his artwork is amazing. So I know if he's interested in something like this, he's gonna make sure that it's top of the line.
Yep. All right, so let's move on here.
Yeah, so the next topic we have is the September dev blog. As always, Aaron puts these out monthly, and once again, he's done a great job just doing an overview of what's been happening with Illuvium. So Nick, can you enlighten us a little bit? Tell us a little bit what's going on.
Yeah, I'm always excited to see these. It really puts in perspective of how much they get done every month. Because if you just look back to last month's dev blog versus this month, it seems like there's already a lot more done. They're closer to some release dates. But yeah, I just made some notes here, and I'm going to go through this, what went into this September dev blog in just a few minutes here. So if you didn't get a chance to read through it, hopefully this gives you a really good recap. So for the arena, they're noticing that the bug rate is going down quite a bit. Or optimization is going up. Targeting is working a lot better. There was a lot of bugs where an Illuvium might go in the wrong direction, not targeting where they needed to target. So that's been one of the bigger complaints, and that seems to be working a lot better now.
There was nothing more frustrating than like having your rogue go to the back and then it's just stuck in the corner and it's not even attacking. So I'm very excited to hear that they're figuring it out.
Yeah, and I've had some situations where your Illuvium starts running around another Illuvium instead of going straight towards what they need to go to.
Yep.
But yeah, so for the overworld, it looks like Sanctum Mesa is ready to go. They're taking another look into Crimson Waste. They want to make sure that's perfect, up to par for what they want.
Yep.
That one seems, I'd say, probably close to 90% complete. They just need to do some finishing touches there.
Yeah, I'm sure it's 100. Grant's just a perfectionist, and he just has to add a little
we
more.
think it would be 100.
Yeah.
Something cool that I saw in here is they're going to have leaderboards for the best runs in the overworld, and I'm assuming this is going to stick around for the main game, but I guess it's going to be really for that private beta of the open world, just to give some competition, some competitiveness to this, because in the private beta we're not actually going to be owning these Illuvials as NFTs, so they want us to give us something to play for. The animations are 80% complete. They're in the private beta for the open world, they're going to hold back on some of the story and some of the mechanics in the game because they want that to be released with the main open beta. And that makes sense. They've been keeping so much of the lore hidden. They don't want it to all get out in the open beta. So that'll be something, even further to look forward to for the open beta. Let's see, for Illuvium 0, it seems like that's pretty much complete. They're just doing some internal testing, and I expect that to be out really soon. Illuvatars, that is now the exclusive focus of the web team. So it seems like they're getting to a point where they need to put focus on those Illuvatars, and that's going to be coming out pretty soon. I mean, we always say pretty soon. I know Kieran doesn't give dates anymore, but it really seems like we're getting closer and closer. One thing that they're still waiting on for the Illuvatars is the collection piece. So I'm guessing that's the albums. I think they're still working on that a little bit, but it seems like everything else is pretty much ready to go with that. They're talking about the launch cinematic, which sounds like it's going to be like another one of those trailers. They even talked about some like dialogue in this trailer, so it's going to be cool to see what Arlen sounds like or what these Illuvials sound like, and this is going to be. I think I'm pretty excited about it. Like the lore is the lore is going to be great, and I just remember I think it was about a year ago, last October, they had their gameplay cinematic trailer, and that was the most hyped thing, at that time.
Oh my god! They blew that out of the water, and that's what I was like, man, this really is next level when I saw that, and you've listed a lot of things, a lot of really cool stuff, but by far that trailer that they're gonna come out with, I think it's gonna be great. But above all else, and this is something that was very subtle in the blog, but plushies. And that, above all else, is what I care about in this dev blog.
Yeah, so they did mention some merch is coming.
Yup.
Aaron did mention they're not going to be rushing anything out, but they do think some things are going to be out by Christmas time.
Yep.
Plushies are one of the things that was mentioned. That's going to be really cool. I'm gonna get a bunch for myself, a bunch for my daughter.
Probably gonna get every plushie they make.
Yeah, they also talked about the metal plates that we've seen for Illuvatars. Yep. That's gonna be something that you can get. I'm definitely gonna get one of those.
Absolutely.
Put it behind us, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be cool. And then one other cool thing that I think I saw in here is it's gonna be strategic leaks of the storyline in the lore coming. So I don't think they're gonna allow Grant to say anything because he might say too much.
Right.
But it sounds like we might get little things here and there that we're gonna have to piece together.
Yep.
And in anticipation for this trailer and the launch of the open beta.
I love that. I think anytime you can build up the suspense in that kind of way, it just adds to it. It's fuel to the fire, and then they're gonna drop that trailer on us. Who knows when? And the internet is gonna explode, and that's pretty much what's gonna happen.
I hope so. I know so pretty much.
All right, are we ready to talk about my favorite segment?
Yeah, your favorite leak of the week.
Leak of the week.
Tell us how that's the greatest thing ever created.
Yep, rolls
leak
off the tongue.
Of the
leak
week.
of the week. What a title. We don't even have to continue. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. So we have our leak of the weeks, and I'll start with mine this week. So I went with something that just came out today with Andrew and Grant. They did their weekly video, their leaks, which always includes about 70 or 80 leaks.
Yep.
We boil it down to just the one each, but they like to go hard. And I chose the Crystal Shores, the build out there. It was a good 5-minute stretch in that video of Grant just running around Crystal Shores, and it's not done by any stretch, but you can see it starting to get pieced together, and it's looking really good, just like as always, like they do. This region has a little more mystique to it, just being all crystallized. The way they had it was like stalactites and stuff kind of floating though. It wasn't even like they were connected to the ceiling. They were just kind of floating there.
Yeah, and
like,
Grant actually mentioned in that stream that they're going to try to make those more transparent. So when you're looking up in the game, you actually look like you're looking at crystals just bobbing down from the sky.
Like that kind of stuff is super cool. Maybe you can even jump on top of them. And like just traversing that landscape, it's not like anything you see really in nature to that extent, right? Like you see crystals, but not like every single place. Like you crack into a rock, there's a crystal. But like this is just taking gaming and it's just like next level. It's really opening the imagination of the team, and it's really challenging them in a different way. I mean, there's got to be a lot of like angles and geometry and that kind of thing involved with that, because it's like it's all these different like triangles and like I don't know, it's just crazy.
I can't even begin to think how
the light, like how the light reflects off of it. Like how do you even think of that stuff? And like they're building that for an entire world. I don't know. You have the sun in the sky, and it's gonna now reflect a million different ways off these crystals.
I think what I really think is the best part about this leak is that Grant said this is the least completed region that they have.
Yeah.
If this already looks this good and it looks this, complete, obviously it needs to be touched up a lot.
Yeah.
But every other region is more complete than this. That's great.
We're getting close.
We are getting close. I know they said we're going to start with, for open beta, 3 regions.
Yep.
And then just going to be adding more over time. So that's definitely exciting. For my leak of the week, I'm going back to these cute little baby Illuvials.
Back to the well.
Yeah, I mean, the art here is just great. I know they've talked about movies and TV shows coming. I can see these being... They might have multiple TV shows.
Yeah.
When my daughter was younger, she used to watch these little shows that didn't make any sense to me, but there was just these cute little animals that used to run around.
Yep.
I can see this being a legit kids TV show.
Baby Illuvials.
Baby Illuvials. Like it, or kind of like the Rugrats, and then you have Rugrats all grown up, and maybe they have an Illuvials all grown up TV
like
show.
The awkward teenage phase of the Illuvials.
Yeah, but like I think out of all the alternative art they have for Illuvium, obviously the main art for the main game is top notch.
Yeah.
But this is some of my favorite art.
Yeah.
I think it's just so cool, like the thought that goes into every little detail on these. And we did get a glimpse of this, the Atlas, a couple weeks ago. But now that we're seeing more of these Stage 1 Illuvials in this style, I think they're going to go through all of them. Or at least all of the Stage 1s. So we're probably looking at about, 50 of these?
Yeah, now you're just making more work for the team. But yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, no, they probably are going to do, and maybe they already have them, they just haven't leaked it yet. But obviously I got to shout out my boy Ramfy there. He looks like a beginner pilot. Yeah. I don't think I'd fly with him. I don't think I'd trust him. But they actually captivated that really well, because it's he looks a little awkward. He's not quite sure what to do, but he's ready to go. Yeah. And I like that one. Obviously, we saw the Atlas last week, and
we
these
got
others.
the Archie on the skateboard.
Yep, Kickflip City over there.
Yeah.
And then Squiz with the boxing gloves, and you got Tatapy with the 4-leaf clover. Just they just crush everything, man. It's just what they do.
Yeah, and we saw an Illuvial on the stream today with Grant dancing.
Was it C4?
Yeah. No.
Or was it that one, or is it a different one?
No. Dulaf.
Dulaf. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, he was out there moving and grooving with his cannons. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, these things I think they look great. Turn these into, obviously we're going to have plushies, they're not going to be this detailed, but put these on t-shirts for little kids.
Yep.
I can see a sticker book being made, an Illuvium sticker book,
where the possibilities are endless.
Where they have the pictures of all of the regions, and then you can take these little stickers, put them on the region.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's actually
my daughter had some of those, with dinosaurs when she was a kid.
Yeah.
If you haven't thought about that yet, I just gave you a great idea right there.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, these are great. It's leaks all the time, but we can't get
Constantly.
enough of them.
Dude, leak of the week. I think this segment is so funny because it's 5 minutes, and we end up going like 10 minutes on these ones.
Yeah.
Because, dude, you can't beat the leak of the week. You just can't. It's undefeated.
You can't. But that does end our show for today. Illuvium Rundown, episode 4 in the books.
4.
We will be back in 2 more weeks for episode 5. We'll have another guest on.
Yep.
At that point, I might be following up a little bit on how the AMA with Kieran went.
Yep.
So make sure you tune into that one. I think it's going to be a really good one. Make sure you're hopping onto ramfire.io. Read some of the articles. It's really great when you're at work. If you can't watch any videos, reading these articles are great. He puts great images into it as well. That's it.
That's
Any closing words?
Yeah, I mean, another episode. It was a lot of fun. Scrubadubdad, thanks again, dude. Great T-Rex roar, to be totally honest. You crushed that. And yet, I mean, yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks. So keep an eye out for us. Always like and subscribe, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're out.
All right. Peace.